B-2 Spirit, the bomber. The world was never meant to see. The B-2 Spirit is not just an aircraft. It is a statement, a flying shadow built to cross continents, slip through the most advanced defenses on Earth, and strike targets that were once considered untouchable. When the B-2 first appeared publicly in the late 1980s, it looked less like a bomber and more like something from the future. No tail, no fuselage in the traditional sense, just a massive flying wing silently cutting through the sky. To many observers, it didn't seem real, and in a way, that reaction was exactly the point. The B-2 was designed not only to defeat enemy radars, but to defeat expectations themselves. Its origins trace back to the height of the Cold War, a time when the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a silent technological arms race. Both sides understood a terrifying truth. In a nuclear conflict, the ability to deliver weapons deep into enemy territory would decide everything. Intercontinental ballistic missiles were fast, but predictable. Submarines were stealthy, but limited in flexibility. What the U.S. needed was a bomber that could do the impossible, fly directly into the heart of enemy airspace, avoid detection entirely, and deliver its payload with absolute precision. That requirement gave birth to a project so secret that even many senior military officials didn't know it existed. Northrop Grumman became the prime contractor, reviving an idea that had existed only on the edges of aviation theory, the flying wing. Engineers knew that traditional bombers, with vertical tails, sharp angles, and exposed engines, lit up radar screens like Christmas trees. The flying wing, by contrast, had no vertical surfaces to reflect radar waves back to their source. Every curve, every edge of the B-2 was mathematically shaped to scatter radar energy away from enemy sensors. Even the engines were buried deep inside the aircraft, with specially designed intakes and exhaust systems to reduce heat and radar signatures. Nothing about the B-2 was accidental. Every line served the singular purpose of invisibility, but stealth alone wasn't enough. The aircraft had to travel halfway around the world without refueling, carry massive payloads, and still return safely. This meant creating one of the most complex machines ever built. Inside the B-2's smooth, dark skin lies a network of computers that constantly adjust flight surfaces to keep the aircraft stable. Unlike conventional planes, the B-2 is naturally unstable. It does not want to fly. It is the onboard computers, making thousands of adjustments every second, that keep it airborne. Without them, the B-2 would fall from the sky in moments. When the B-2 Spirit was finally unveiled to the public in 1988, it stunned the world. No other nation had anything remotely comparable. Yet the real power of the B-2 wasn't just in how it looked, it was in what it could do. The bomber could carry both conventional and nuclear weapons, making it one of the most flexible components of America's strategic arsenal. It could strike hardened bunkers, underground command centers, and heavily defended targets with precision-guided munitions, all while remaining nearly invisible to radar. Enemy air defenses might detect something, an anomaly, a flicker, but by the time they reacted, the B-2 would already be gone. The cost of building such an aircraft was enormous. Each B-2 cost over $2 billion, making it one of the most expensive aircraft ever created. Critics questioned whether any plane could justify such a price tag. Supporters argued that the B-2's value wasn't measured in dollars, but in deterrence. The knowledge that a bomber could reach anywhere on Earth at any time without warning changed the calculations of potential adversaries. The B-2 didn't need to be used often to be effective. Its mere existence altered global strategy. The first real test of the B-2 came not in a nuclear scenario, but in conventional warfare. During conflicts in the late 1990s and early 2000s, B-2 bombers flew missions directly from the United States to targets halfway across the globe. These missions lasted over 40 hours, with crews relying on aerial refueling, strict sleep schedules, and intense focus. Inside the cockpit, only 2 pilots managed the entire operation, navigating hostile airspace, coordinating with command centers, and delivering weapons with pinpoint accuracy. When they returned home, many of the targets they struck had never known they were under attack until it was already over. The B-2 Spirit is not just an aircraft. It is a symbol of technological dominance, strategic reach, and silent power.